guys want to see how I built this roll bar for $28, even though my fabrication skills kind of suck, go ahead and stick along. I know it's a long video, but I think you guys will enjoy it. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to SNO-FLO Films. My name is Tanner Chandler. Thank you so much for coming today. Today, I think you guys are going to like what I have for you. Today, I am going to be making my own, or attempting to, I should say, making my own roll bar for this car. This is a 2001 Mazda Miata. It's the NB2, so it's got the 1.8 liter VVT. And I could not bring myself to buy a roll bar. I don't know. I don't have the money for it. I'm in college, and I wanted to challenge myself. I got a bunch of scrap tubing here from other stuff that we did around the house, and it should be strong enough, but the only issue is none of it's straight. It's all got bends in it. My idea is that's a little bit thicker, so I'll use that for the main hoop and the main back braces, and then these will be used for the harness bar and the cross bracing. So I have my welder here, I have an angle grinder, and I have a car, and yeah, I'm gonna see if I can do this. I am gonna be using some scrap steel for the steel, the bracings that the bars weld to, and you're gonna have the under plates that go under that bolt to it too. So this is, I don't know how thick this is, but I'm gonna be using these sheets right here. I'm gonna have to cut it all up, but I have enough here for sure, and that should be wide enough. And it's actually thicker than the steel that companies use when they do that, so it should be strong enough. First things first, I am going to have to clean out the car, remove the seats, remove all the interior trim for the carpeting, the seat belt towers, everything. I need to end the little metal sheeting. I can't remember what those are called, but I'm gonna have to take that all apart. So yeah. Sorry that last time lapse was pretty short, guys. My camera ran out of storage halfway through it. I got it out. It was more of a process than I thought it was because I had to remove all the seatbelt tower stuff, which I was going to have to do that anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I didn't know I had to do it before I took that out. So we are getting pretty close, and where I'm going to tie this roll bar in is it's going to get tied in right here. I don't know if I'm going to use this bolt or not yet. I've seen some that do and some that don't, but it's gonna bottom main hoop's gonna tie in right here, go up and around over there, right where my finger's at, and then the back bars are gonna come back here and mount back here. So I'm gonna have to notch all this stuff out back here, but that's fine. I knew I was gonna have to do that. So yeah, I am to the point now that I can start making the plates that bolt to here. I gotta do that first. So I'm gonna have to take this big old hunk of steel and chop some pieces out of it. Not very excited, but gotta do it. So let's get it into the shop and start cutting. Alrighty guys, I've got two pieces cut off. This is one of them. I've already ground this one all down, got it nice and square, or not square, but flat. And then there's the other one. I got to do that to this one. So this is actually going to work really good, other than the fact that this is extremely thick and it's going to be super tough to bend. It's the right width, so I don't have to make a width cut because it's going to be about there. And then this is, yeah, this is just about perfect for size, other than thickness. I think what I'm gonna have to do, I have a forge over there that I made. I might have to hook that thing up just to get this stuff bent. Because if I can get this stuff glowing hot, it'll bend over easy by hand. But right now, if I tried bending it with that vise, I'd probably just break that vise off the table. Alrighty guys, so I got the other one ground down. I just went ahead and set this thing up. It has been over a year since I have used this thing, so I don't know if it even works anymore. Woo! Look at that. Oh, it works. Well, that's good to know. Well, I don't need it running right now. Alrighty guys, so I marked out where I need to bend. Obviously you can't use a marker or anything. I scribed it in there really deep so that you'll be able to see it. Got it in the forge. It takes a long while for this forge to heat up. You can see the walls are starting to glow, but I mean, it takes a long time. I should have started this forge 10 minutes ago, and then this piece would have been glowing hot in a couple minutes, but got bricks on the back, open end on the front so you can still grab it, and when it's hot, we'll get my camera back out and show you guys how it's done. I think I've come up with a good idea on how to bend this tubing. I'm gonna go ahead and try to make a jig for it, and I'll get back to you guys when I'm done with one. It's gonna take me a while. Alrighty guys, I just finished this piece. This is the idea I was telling you about. So this is my own jig. I took a piece of bigger tubing, cut it right down the center, put a whole bunch of slits in it, bent it to a 90-degree angle, welded a little piece of square stock we had in there, and you can see there's the other half. But this, let me show you right here, slides right perfectly over that. And then the point of having such a long leg like this is I'll be able to put the piece of tubing that I want to bend, put it in there in the forge, get it all nice and hot. I'll put this on top and I'll clamp them together in the vise like that, and then I'll have all the leverage of the tubing to bend it around this 90 degree. Alrighty guys, so I got the first one made. There it is, just chilling in place. So this one's ready to be bolted into the car, but I am going to make another one just like it before I bolt it in, because that's what you do with fabricating two of the same thing, so that you don't gotta just go off of complete measurements again. You already got the measurements you need, so why do it? This is also the backing plate. I clamp these together and drill the holes at the same time, so that's gonna go on the inside of the wheel well, and the bolts are gonna run through that, run through the car, run through that, and then the bolt, and then the nut, washer nut are on the back side of that. Okay guys, one thing I'm gonna do here, and I don't know why I didn't just do this last time. It was a pain to bend this, and it's almost impossible to get it square when you bend it the way I did. And so here, instead of bending it, I just cut it and weld it, and that's gonna be just as strong, I guarantee, because I laid a fat bead on there. So this, on this bend, I'm just gonna cut and weld this. I don't see why I would bend it when I don't need to. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the same, it's gonna be the same shape. There's gonna be a sharper degree bend, I guess, because obviously it's just a cut and weld. So yeah, let's do that. Alrighty guys, I've got this one welded up. And I am much happier with how this one turned out. I wish I would have done this in the first place. You can see I got some kind of a little bit of pitting there, but the wind was picking up and it was pushing my shielding gas out of the way, so that's why that was happening. But over here I got a nice clean weld. So yeah, I'm gonna start drilling holes now. Alrighty guys, I have drilled my first hole, and I went to go take my tire off to get the splash guard off so that I can see it, and I realized I misplaced my lug nut key, so I can't get my tires off. Thankfully I can still crawl under the car and get to it, but it's a pain in the butt. So until I get a new lug nut key, it's gonna be just a pain to work on, or a pain to figure this all out. But I crawled under and looked, and this first hole, it's not gonna work. This bracket is not gonna work, which sucks. Well, I'll still be able to make this bracket work. Here's the issue though. Get that sitting like that. So the way that I have this bolting up, obviously there's the 4 spots, Well, under the car, right about here, there is another piece of sheet metal that goes, I'm assuming it's right probably along this line right here. I don't know what that's there for, but it's probably right around there somewhere. So you can't reach the bolt on the back side of this. You can't reach it. There's just no way. So that bolt location isn't going to work. So I would have to move these two holes down farther. And instead of doing that, what I have are the original brackets, and then these were the back pieces that were supposed to go under, and since those weren't going to work anymore either, they were scrap. So I cut a little bit off of them, and now I'm just going to use these 4 mounting holes. These ones don't matter anymore. So yeah, I put a huge bevel into them and filled them full of weld, so they're not coming apart, and I welded the back and ground them down, so it's a solid piece now. Alrighty guys, well I got the first one kind of bolted in. This one isn't bolted in because I haven't put a nut on the back side of it, but I only have a couple of these. I need to go get some more bolts from the hardware store, but it's too late now. Alrighty guys, I'm on the driver's side now, and you can see I got those 4 holes drilled. But you can see that where the unibody changes direction right there, how it comes back towards the camera. The first time that first hole was above that, so there was no way to get a nut on that. But the reason I'm not going to make the backing plates right now is because I still don't have my lug nut key to get my wheels off, and so this splash shield right here is really in the way of getting anything done. And those brackets, I want to make sure that they bend and come up and support up against that too. And here it is from above. You can see harness is kind of in the way, but I got those 4 holes drilled, so that's where that thing sits. I think now I need to start doing what I really didn't want to do because it was a pain, is cutting some more of these. These last pieces cut up. These should be the last pieces of metal I have to cut for the bracing brackets. So these are going to be the pieces that go on the seatbelt towers. These are going to be on the back side of those. I haven't drilled the holes yet because obviously I don't know where I want to bend them, and you can see it's getting dark outside, so I don't really have time to do that today. I might just take them under the car and just see where I want to bend them, and then I can come in here and cut them real quick, weld them up. And no, I won't weld them. I might cut them, but I won't weld them tonight because I need to be able to see exactly what angle I need to weld them at. So I might cut them up tonight, and then they'd be ready to weld, and then as soon as I can get them welded to where they'll sit in place, I can hold them up behind and have somebody mark it with a marker from the front side so I know where to drill. And then these are for the back kicker braces. One's going to go on the bottom, one's going to go on the top. I hope these will work. They should work as long as they are, but most of the time you see them, they're only like this long. But I made mine longer because if I can fit them in there, why not? If I can't fit them and I have to drill some different holes, that's fine. But if I can make them beefier than most people, why not? I gotta drive to work tomorrow, and my interior is torn apart. So I think I am gonna go ahead and throw the driver's seat back in and the bolt that holds the seat belt, and that's about it. Alrighty guys, well I'm done for the night. I'm dirty as hell, but I cleaned up the shop, got everything put away except for all the stuff that I'm gonna be back using tomorrow, like the welder and the forge and all my interior. I don't know how many days this is gonna take me to finish this roll bar, but I'm assuming it's gonna be more than 2. I hope to have it done by the end of the week. I am pretty sure I can finish it by then. I think I got another 2 or 3 days. See, I get off work pretty late, and I don't have a ton of hours before I have to go to bed, and I'm starting work tomorrow for the week. So hopefully I can get this finished before the end of the week. But other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. What's up, everybody? It is the next day. I just got off work, or I guess I should say I just got home from work. But after work, I went and picked up $20 worth of grade 8 hardware and some primer and some flat black paint. So should have everything we need now to finish this. So I threw my driver's seat back in. You guys saw that. It was quite interesting driving this thing around without any of the interior. And apparently other people thought so too, because I got a lot of funny looks when people saw my car, especially going through drive-thrus and stuff like that. I went through the McDonald's drive-thru, and people were laughing at me because I didn't have any interior. So yeah, daily driven race cars. Yeah, that's how it goes. I'm gonna get all this stuff out and I'm gonna get right to work because I have no time to waste. I got about 3 hours of daylight, if that, so I gotta get going. Okay, unfortunately guys, I was not able to find a lug key at O'Reilly's or any of the other auto parts stores. They sold whole kits, but I didn't want to buy a whole new set of lug nuts because I don't need them. Those ones are pretty bashed, I know, but the other ones they had weren't in any of the colors, and I quite like the blue. I know I'm a racer, but I quite like it. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna jack the rear end of the car up and see if I can pull those splash shields out of the way, because those definitely need to be out of the way. I really wish I could get those wheels off, but it's just not gonna happen. Alrighty guys, so I am under the car. I am under the passenger side, and the first thing I realized, this area right here, this whole flat section right here, this is where the rear kickers are supposed to mount, and this is the first thing I noticed. I'm assuming this is the vent for the gas tank, and it went right there in that hole, and that's going to be in the way because we're using that back section. So that's where the harness pops through. We're going to be using this section back here, and it looks like I should be able to fit those big old plates in there. I think I should have enough room. I'm going to have to relocate this somewhere back up in here. I can just drill another hole and shorten this hose and clamp that thing back on there, and I should be fine to do that. Alrighty guys, I'm to the point now that I need to notch this out. I know this is probably more than I need to do, but I don't see the point in leaving a bunch there. Like, it's all going to be hidden, and we're adding a roll bar. It's going to add rigidity. We don't need all this, so I've marked out the same area on both sides. And if I cut this out like this too, this is also going to make it easier to get those holes drilled with the drill gun. I am using this scissor wheel on the air compressor. Should work pretty good. I don't have the cover, which sucks because it's going to be throwing sparks now. But I have fire extinguisher on hand. I'm going to bring it over here, and I'm going to empty out my car. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to start getting cutting, and hopefully it all goes well. Alrighty guys, it is dark outside. However, as you can see up in there, I have the plates bolted in. Well, those are the top plates anyways for the back kickers. So I got those holes cut out, and it allowed me room to drill and to mount those into place. Now I am currently working on making the back plates for these, because I already have the front plates made for those, as you guys saw. But now I'm working on the back plates. And these are what they are going to be made out of. So I have marked a line here, as you guys can see. This is where I am going to cut and angle it. I'm going to bend it back like that so that it goes up and conforms to the unibody of the car. And then on the bigger piece down here, the 4 holes will be drilled so that the bolts run through these. I would like to have all this stuff bolted into the car tonight, because I want to start on the actual roll bar itself tomorrow. If you guys didn't know, the reason I am in such a rush to get this bar done is because the last autocross event of the year is this weekend. And I really want to race. I didn't know that you had to have a roll bar in a Miata to race, and so when I went there the first time this year, I was pretty bummed. Well, you don't have to if you're on stock suspension for our league, but I'm not. Alrighty guys, I'm done with night 2. I got all of the brackets mounted in. I am ready to start mounting some steel bars. Oh, that gapping isn't very good. That one's good. I'm gonna have to do something about that actually. All of them are bolted in with plating on the bottom. See if I can get you guys. Yep. So you can see how that wraps up and around like that. I got that done on either side. So yeah, I'm ready to start making the main hoop now. Hopefully tomorrow I can get the main hoop done. I should be able to get it done before the weekend. That means I get to go autocrossing if I can afford it, because I'm broke and it's got an entry fee. So we'll see. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. What's up guys, it is the next day, and unfortunately I have to start today off with some bad news. And that is that we won't be able to start work on the main hoop yet. The reason why is I have to move these brackets. I don't know why I didn't think about this. Oh man, that scared me. I saw those 2 holes and didn't see bolts in them. this needs to be all the way over. Needs to be all the way over there. I don't know why I didn't think about this. But let me show you why. So I am building this roll bar to use full motion of the seats because I am 6 foot, 210 pounds, and I need every bit of room I can get. So you can see down there, there's not much room right there. The bar is supposed to be as far towards the bottom of the camera as it can be. So you need to put it all the way up against this right here. And the bar is going to run to where the seat belt is going to be sitting like this, and then the bar will be right here. Another thing I realized, which kind of scared me, is I thought I was going to have to move my other brackets too, because I forgot that this is the glass window. So it sticks out a lot farther. Most of the times the soft tops only come to here. But I was looking at it, and the window ends right about there. So this does bend up, and you can see the plates back in there, and the bar will run right about there. So if I pull the soft top down, it's going to have to sit like that, but I am perfectly fine with that. I don't really care. I'm probably going to end up putting a hard top on this thing permanently for later in life anyways, so it's not a big deal. I got those brackets moved over. You can see they're like right up against the sides now, and they're in the perfect spot now, so you can see straight down. Right in the center of them is right up against this. I might even take a hammer and beat that in a little bit. But plans have changed. I had this piece of pipe cut, and the forge was all going. It was nice and hot, but we still got some heat coming out of it. Then, I mean, I saw this stuff before, but I never thought it'd be that bad to take off. But I mean, this is a fiberglass coating, and I don't know what this is for. I'm almost wondering if this is for fuel. So that is like incredibly difficult to remove, so I don't think I'm going to be able to use that. However, this thinner stuff, which is, no, I can't remember the diameter of this stuff. I measured it at one time. I think it's 1.5 inches, and it should be perfectly fine. So this is 1.5 inches with a 3/16 wall thickness, and Hard Dog uses 1.75 inches, but it's got a 120 wall, which is less than 1/8. So this should be plenty strong. The only issue is my jig was built for the thicker stuff, so I don't know that it's going to work as well for this. So this stuff might kink a little bit on me, so I might have to do some pie cuts, because I really don't feel like taking another 2 hours just to build another new jig for this. Alrighty guys, so I got this piece cut out, and everything is all set up for me to start bending this. But I'm scared. If I mess this piece up, I have no more of this size. The only other stuff I have is that thicker stuff, and it's got that fiberglass crap all over it. And I don't know how to get rid of it. The only way I could even think to get rid of it is to literally start a fire and throw it in there and let it burn all night. But that would suck. And the wall thickness on that is stupid thick. Like, so that stuff would be crazy hard to bend. I don't even know that I'd be able to. However, I don't know where to go with this, because all the pictures that I had were all on either NA Miatas that had the shorter seats, or they had aftermarket seats in them. So I'll get in here and put the top up real quick. So, top is up, and you can see how close. I can't see myself, but oh hey, I can in the mirror. That's kind of cool. So this is how I sit when I drive. So I'm like right almost to the top of the seat, and then there's like a finger gap between the seat and the soft top. So originally I was gonna put the bar like behind and a little bit up, but I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do that. So the other option is to run it up and over, so the bar would be coming up right here, and it would run up and over right above the seat like this. And then hopefully, I don't think I'd be able to get it high enough. Yeah. If I put it there, the seat's staying where it is, because it's kind of locked in place. But then, if I hit a bump, I mean, I'm going to hit my head. See, I've already done the foamectomy to the seat too. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to get an aftermarket seat, or
I'm seriously considering just bolting the seat to the floor. I don't have any issue doing that, or making aftermarket brackets that hold the seat. So I need to figure something out and quick, because I am running out of daylight fast.
Alrighty guys, so my last plan didn't work at all. I feel like it would have, but the vise would twist and there was no way I could lock it down enough. The adjustments that let the vise turn left or right weren't holding tight enough. So this is my next best thing. There's the shop over there, and this is a big old steel pole that's concreted into the ground, and I welded this thing to it. And also I put that there, I welded bead across and welded that to it. So my plan is I'll bring the forge out here, heat the tube up, I can throw it in there and then bend it around this. The only thing that kind of sucks about this is because I have to go from, or put it in there to bend it around, I have to go from the inside bends out. So I can't bend from like one to here, to here, to here, to here. I gotta bend like here, here, and then here, and here, because if I bend the outside one, then I won't be able to put it through this straight piece to get the inside piece bent. Also, that piece that was welded on the inside of that, I cut that off and put that right there because there's gonna be a lot of strain pulling on the outside of that. So I added that adjustment there so it shouldn't pull off. This is my plan. It's late. I didn't get any bends. I've just been brainstorming, trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this, and this is what I came up with. Alrighty guys, well that is the end of night 3. Unfortunately, we did not get very much done today, like at all. All we did was move those brackets and weld a piece of metal to a big old pipe that's stuck in the ground. But at the same time, we made progress and we figured some stuff out. I know where I want the roll bar to go now. I know the shape that I need. I know the bends I need now. I just gotta do it now, I guess. Either way, you guys are gonna see the end product. Whether the end product is good or not, I can't tell you yet because I don't know, but you guys are gonna see it. So, see you tomorrow. So, as soon as I got home, I wanted to test this thing, and the weld broke off the pipe. So what I did is I cut another section of that freaking 1/4 inch flat stock, ground everything down, made sure I got good welds on it, and I can bend this tubing. I don't even have to heat it up. I can literally just put it in there and just grab the end and push it and it bends right around, which is super cool. So I don't know if you guys remember before, it was super all bent up on the corners and had some kinks in the middle, and I've got it pretty dang straight. I mean, it's super close. It's not like perfectly true, but you guys can see from the video, I mean, you can see it's not perfectly true, but it's pretty close. So I'm happy with that. Alrighty guys, it's been a long time. You can see I have got the first piece. I wasn't able to make the main hoop in one piece. You can see I was able to bend it without kinking it. I almost kinked it, but I didn't. But here, I'll hold on, I'll turn the camera. Alright, and you can see, actually I don't know that you guys can see, I have it just tack welded, I laid a little bit of a bead on there. This seems pretty tall, so we're gonna test. Oh, that knocked that one over. Come on, please, please clear. What am I up against? Am I touching something? Oh shoot, that's the seatbelt. Alright, come on. Please clear. Oh, it clears. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, this is freaking awesome. Oh, I am so happy right now. Hold on, let me make sure this latches down all the way. Oh my gosh. Literally. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you literally cannot get any better fitment. It is like touching. Okay, no, it's not touching. It is literally like a millimeter away from that bar right there. Oh, I can't. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh, I just realized that I didn't cut the other side of this length before I welded this in. Oh! You know how frustrating that is? The chances of me getting this good a fitment by guessing again. Oh. I'm gonna have to do some serious measurement to make sure I can cut that other side to the exact same height. So let me show you guys what I got. I have another one right here. So I bent this part in the jig and then I cut and welded that. Cut a triangle out of it and bent it and welded it. I had two of these the exact same. I had to trim a little bit off this side on the other one. And that's exactly what I did. So you can see it sitting in there just like this. And then this one will go in just like the other one is. Obviously it's way taller. And then I'll just find a middle piece to weld in between them. I'll just measure it out. Oh, I cannot believe I did that to myself. Oh, that sucks. You can see that the bend wraps farther around, and I knew it did. So right where my finger is right there, I'll chop it right about there before I throw that middle section in.
Alrighty guys, I'm kind of blinding myself with the flash right here, but I got this bar done, and for a passenger, this seat doesn't have the foamectomy in it yet, and I can squeeze all the way down here. I mean, I could even get lower if I wanted to, just for ride-alongs and stuff like that. You could fit a helmet easy. It's pretty close over here, but it's good height-wise. Now we just need to make sure that the soft top still fits over it. Oh my gosh. You guys, I swear I should be doing this for a living. There's no way this should be working as well as it is. No way. Oh. Look at that. I mean, it is literally touching. I mean, you cannot get better fitment than that. I am impressed with myself, guys. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. I am so excited now.
All right, guys, so I gotta do something kind of scary now. I gotta cut it right there and on the right line right there, because I gotta put a middle bar in, and you can see how they curve down. So I mark the lines right when they reach 90 degrees exact, or not exact, just where I saw. But the thing that's scary is I don't want to cut that with an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel, because that's going to throw sparks everywhere. But I don't really want to cut it with a Sawzall, which is what I've been doing, because that vibrates a lot, and I really don't want to break my tacks off, and that would suck. I've got more than tacks on there, I guess I should say. Like this side, I pretty much welded half of it on there. But still, man, that's just scary. If they break off, I'm gonna cry. I would be so sad. Look at that fitment. It's not even tack welded in, it's just sitting in there. Oh my gosh. It's getting me so excited. Look how high it actually sits too. Like here, let me show you guys from the front. Like, it actually sits pretty high. Sits pretty far forward too, actually. I don't know. I honestly haven't seen that many other ones in person. I've just been going mostly off pictures. I've been going to the autocross track, but not a lot of people have the style, have this like full race style. Like a lot of them are just like the short ones that go behind the seats. But I don't know. So I'm gonna grind it all down and throw some tack welds on it so I can pull the whole thing out and weld it all up. Alrighty guys, it's all tacked together. Well, I laid more than a tack because I'm too scared of this thing breaking apart. What I'll probably do is I'll probably grind those down and grind a divot right where that was and lay a new bead that goes halfway around rather than just short little sections at a time. But I was too scared just to throw a couple tacks on it and call it good. So yeah, I'm gonna pull the car forward. It's pretty late, but I need to get this done. I need to get this main hoop all the way welded around before I start driving around, because if I break it, I will be so pissed. So I'm gonna pull the car forward, jack the rear end of the car up, throw some jack stands under it, and try to pull it off. Okay, Nemesis safety glasses are awesome. I just ran these over with my car completely by accident, and they didn't even crack. They bent, but like when I'm wearing them, I can't even tell. I don't know how, but hey, they're cheap too. Alrighty guys, she's all back in. I welded her all up, ground her all down, nice and smooth. After paint and primer, you won't even know that that was the seam right there. I'm thinking for my back bracing, well, I'm gonna run my back bracing about like right here or up here, somewhere around there. But instead of doing like the hard dog does and go from the middle out or do like an X from the corner out here, I think I'm gonna do an X and have the top mounts up here right on the seams. And the reason I would do that is because that'll help tie together right at the only weak points in the bar. Because those are probably the weak points in the bar, since there was a weld right there and I ground it down. I didn't want the weld seam to show though, because I don't know, I'm assuming you're supposed to have this all in one piece, and I am trying to get this to pass tech. Oh, there's metal shavings everywhere. Boom. Fits. And I clear pretty good actually. I mean, I'd fit a helmet under there. Oh yeah. And I am literally, my chair is all the way leaned back, as far back as it goes. Boom. Yeah, never underestimate a redneck with a welder and an angle grinder. Oh man, you guys don't even know how happy I am right now that this fits in here. Perfect. All right, well, that concludes night 4, I think. Is it night 4? I don't know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So, yeah, see you then. Alrighty guys, I just got home from work on Friday, which means I can pull an all-nighter tonight, because I don't got work tomorrow. There's a wedding I got to go to tomorrow, but it's not till in the afternoon, so I can sleep as long as I need to. Got a couple of things to talk about. First of all, I realized that I haven't been testing any of my trim pieces, so I don't know that anything is going to fit back here, around here at all. I have no idea. So I hope it fits. But, also, I don't have enough tubing. I've got this left and this left, and I really didn't want to have to use this piece because it's pitted pretty bad. And it's got like holes in it that people already drilled in it, and so I'm gonna have to fill those. But I'm gonna have to use this piece. I'll just chop it right here, and then this side down here isn't too bad, but this up here is like not usable. So I can use all this from there to that bend. You can see right here, I kinked that. That's what happened when I first tried to bend it on my bending jig. Was my first attempt. So I got from there to there. I got to make one of the rear kickers out of this, and then the rest is what I have for the X bracing. So what I might have to just go with a single diagonal, because that's all I'm going to have tubing for. I don't even know that I'll have enough tubing for a single diagonal. So what does that leave me with? I have a couple of ideas, but I don't think it's going to work. All I know, if I can get these rear kickers in, they'll let me race. You don't need the diagonal bars to race. Heck, they'll probably even let me race just with this thing. Also, I need to make mounts that mount this from here to here. You can see under there, there's all those spacers. Well, these top spacers are 1/4 inch, about exactly, and that's the same exact thickness as the steel I have. So I can just take that bottom one out, or that top one I mean, take that top one out, and weld a piece that goes right to there, and then bolt this right back where it's supposed to go. So that'll be right. And then, oh, I still need to make a harness bar too. I mean, I guess I don't need one, but I want one. So we also have this stuff. Honestly, I think these are pieces for a trampoline. You can see the wall thickness is like nothing. It's like just over 1/16. So this wouldn't be too strong, but it would still help. But what I want to use this for is I've seen people take longer bolts and go bolt to the same thing that these do for your soft top, and they have a bar that runs all the way across right under this, and then they'll do a bar that runs like that. They'll run 2 of them, and then they'll run like cross bracing in between them. I saw a picture of it and it looked really cool. I can't remember who made it. I think it was like Cusco or something was the brand of the one, but I thought it looked super cool. So I might do that after the fact, just because it looks kind of cool. But that's way after. That doesn't matter. I don't even know if I'll include that in the video, because I might not even do it, but we'll see. So you can see this bar is kind of sitting just how I want it. It's mounted all the way, it's going to be mounted all the way in the back like that, right in the center. And you can see it barely clears that mount right there. And then it's just running straight up. So it's going to be angled a little bit farther forward. But if you look at it, it's sitting like perfectly straight with the car, which is how I want it. So that's where it's going to mount on the curve. So I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to try getting that angle cut first before I cut this. Actually, I'll probably cut this off anyways. No, because that's an extra cut that I don't need to make. But yeah, I'm going to start cutting this down. I'm going to start trying to make this. So yeah. Alrighty guys, I'm getting pretty close to getting that thing how I want it. But this has to go, which sucks. I wanted to keep that there for an extra mount, but I'll probably just take it off, come back like this, and do something like that. But it needs to go because it's getting in the way. Alrighty guys, I got this one all cut up. I'm pretty happy with that. I've never actually known how to do this, and I kind of just winged it. And it's fitting just about perfect. That's the only gap right there, but that's nothing that a welder can't handle. So, pretty happy with that. And you can see it sitting straight. Alright guys, I got this thing mostly welded in. I didn't weld all the way around the bottom because I couldn't, obviously. I welded most of the way around the top, and my welds don't look the best. But probably do the same thing I did last time and use a grinder and grind a divot in there and lay a solid bead rather than just a bunch of little short ones. But this is the real test. So the seat's all the way back. Oh, yes. It touches. It definitely touches. But, okay, it's not too hot right there. But it still fits. So let me see. Oh yeah, I don't even notice it. Sitting all the way back. Yeah, I'm kind of close to it, but this is leaned all the way back too, as far back as it goes, so we clear. That's good. That scared me when I was looking over at the other side. I was like, uh-oh, I didn't even think about that because there wasn't even a seat in this side, but looks like we're good, which is good to know. All right, well now I got to start work on the other side. I'm going to pull that seat out. Ooh, actually, I don't know. No, I'm going to leave the seat in there until I start welding, and I'll pull it out right before I start welding. But look what came in the mail today. I bought 2 of them because I know I'm probably going to lose it again. Oh, yep. Alrighty guys, well I got the other one welded in. It's not exactly the same angle. But like I said when I started this thing, I didn't expect it to be exactly symmetrical or perfect. Mostly because I'm working with bent tubing and by not measuring anything and just kind of going with how it looks. But I didn't really have a choice because when I cut this, I had just enough tubing left to do 1 diagonal bar if I cut this perfect first try. So I tried cutting it perfect first try, and it was a little bit short, so I didn't get the pleasure of taking a little bit off at a time, just like little bit by little bit to get it to line up perfect where I could do that with this one. So this one literally it was like touching all the way around. That one, let me show you the gap I gotta fill. I've gotten pretty good at filling gaps with a welder in my days because I kind of suck at fitting it. But so that's gonna suck still. I mean, I'll be able to do it. I'm not worried about it. Alright guys, I'm a little upset because I just found all this. It's the same size. It's all straight. Could have been using this the whole time. Or not the whole time. Some of it's thicker, like that's thicker, but this is 1 5/8". So I could have used that for my rear kickers instead of that rusty old tubing. But, I mean, that's alright. I can use this for my X-bracing at least, which will be nice. So yeah, I'm glad I found that. Wish I would have found it sooner though. Alrighty guys, well I used one of those new pieces I found to create the harness bar. And I was contemplating, I've seen some where they wrap around here and then you relocate these, and I don't know, I didn't really want to do that. I thought it's easier to put it there. Why not put it there? but you can see it's as low as it can be, because it barely rubs on that, and it is level. Get it from the back, and it's like perfect with the rest of the roll bar. So next I'm gonna work on my X bracing, and I'm gonna go from here right on the seam to this corner, and then from there right on the seam to that corner. Alrighty guys, well I got my first diagonal in. I really wish I could just like weld a bead like that the entire time. You know, I was kind of screwing up over here, and then I started figuring it out, and I was getting on, had a good flow going, and I ran out of space to keep going. But yeah, I really want to get more practice with this thing, because like I feel like I'm starting to figure it out. Because I mean, that's not good, but that looks better than that. So I don't know. But yeah, see what I was saying? How that diagonal kind of looks weird, being up like that. I mean, it looks fine. But another reason why I had to do that is so that the seat would still fit back there. Because if I put it all the way over here, the seat rubs up against this already, so it wouldn't fit. Now let me make sure the seat fits. Yeah, the driver's seat is pretty tight up against this, but it's fine. I sat in it and it's fine. But yeah, see what I'm saying? Like it barely clears that. So let me get in. All right. Well, you get kind of blinded by that light, but see how that's like perfectly rounded around my head now, being right there rather than all the way over here. So now I don't got to worry about head clearance because of that diagonal. It's the same distance as everything else is. Yeah, this is the only one that worries me. This one's a little close, being that it's up against the seat and I can touch it with my head before anything else. I'm definitely gonna have to pad this. I could barely touch that one with my hair if I try. I have to get way up to do that one. Oh, yeah, let's not do that right after you weld something. Oh man, well, I'm gonna sit here and decide whether or not I want to do more than one diagonal, but I'll pick up the phone as soon as I do. Alrighty guys, well that decided for me. This seat is now limited to room because of this bar, and I am not gonna do that myself on the driver's side. So I guess I'm just going single diagonal, single diagonal bar, which I'm fine with that. I actually kind of like the look of a single diagonal. I also really like the look of an X coming through the rear window because I don't know, it's just cool looking. I don't know, it just is. So yeah. Alright, so the next thing I gotta work on is getting these brackets built that bolt onto this bolt right here. It's gonna be kind of a pain. Alrighty guys, so I got those welded on there on either side. I just took one of the spacers out and then bolted them in, and welded them up when they were bolted in. But I feel kind of stupid. I don't know if you guys can see that. That plate kind of restricts that, so if I pull the seatbelt out, yeah, it does that. It's not supposed to do that. So when I pull this whole thing out, I'll probably cut a big old divot in it right there. All right, guys. Well, it's about 1 in the morning, I think, somewhere around there. I want to go drive this thing. I want to see if I can tell the difference from chassis stiffness. Just driving it around. I'm not gonna go hard, obviously, or anything. Go crazy. It's 1 in the morning. But I just want to go see if I can even tell the difference. So I'll be back. You guys, I literally do not even know what to say. This thing is a completely different car. I had no idea that it would help this much. Like, it's insane. The car doesn't handle the same at all. Like, you can tell that there's more weight, which kind of sucks. You can tell, I mean, it actually does feel a little bit slower. And when you're going over bumps and stuff, it feels like it wants to squat more. So I might adjust my preload a little bit in the rear end, just to kind of make up for that, stiffen it up just a little bit. But like, it just turns. It makes the car, compared to now, the car felt like sloppy before. It felt tight before I put this in, and now like it just goes. I don't even know what to say. Like, this makes me so happy because I had no idea that it would help out this much. Alright guys, so I was able to get it out, but I broke one of the base plates off pulling it out because I was ripping on it real hard, and apparently this thing had a coat of grease on it or something, because I can't even get a weld to stick to that plate. So yeah, that needs way ground down before I even start trying to weld to it again. The solution to that is to go through with this actual, not a cut-off wheel, it's one of the thick metal grinding ones, and you can grind a divot right where the weld was and just fill it back full of weld. And see, I did that right there, and it actually burned into the metal right there. And I cannot keep going tonight, guys. It's late. It's really late, and I can't keep going. I'm too tired. I'm making mistakes. I'm getting pissed and just filling things full of freaking weld when they don't need to be. And I'm just creating some more work for myself. So I'll have a little bit of time tomorrow, so I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow when I start working on it.
Alright, what's up guys? It is Sunday now. I didn't have any time to work on it yesterday. I didn't get anything done on it yesterday. So I am sitting here right next to the roll bar, and I've got a lot of work to do. I'm gonna grind down almost all of these welds and grind a huge bevel that I can fill in, because I don't trust a lot of these welds. So I'm gonna be using that grinder with that disc, and I also got a wire wheel that goes on that should help me clean some stuff up pretty good too. I think I'm just gonna time lapse this whole operation right here of me grinding everything down and welding everything, because I don't want to keep throwing in little clips, because this video is getting extremely long. So I'm just gonna time lapse the whole thing. So. Alrighty guys, I did get this other base plate done. I didn't do that during the time lapse. I just did that, and that weld looks really good. I know it's super solid. And now I've got this other plate completely ground down. There's nothing on it other than just bare metal. Got that thing ground down. I would pull the car over here, jack it up, pull the rear tires off, start putting this thing back in so I can get that thing back tack welded up. So yeah, let's get it done.
Alrighty guys, I got it back in the car, got it bolted up, and got that thing welded in there. I'm gonna be real careful pulling it out. This thing was kind of a pain to get in here. Alrighty, you guys can see that I got that one on welded in all nice and good. Unfortunately, that is all I have time for today. So I will not be able to grind this thing down and paint it today. But hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to find the time. So yeah, that's all I have time for today. I'm gonna get my wheels and tires back on. Go take a shower, go clean up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alrighty guys, it is now Monday. Thankfully I didn't have to work today, so I got to spend as much time as I wanted grinding this entire thing down. You can see like on the back post right there and right there, it's not all shiny like the rest of it is. That's because I ran out of flat discs and I had to use wire wheel, but there's nothing on it now. It is pretty clean. I degreased the whole thing, prepped it for paint, and everything's sitting here ready to be painted. So I just got Rust-Oleum primer and Rust-Oleum flat black, and let's get this thing painted up. All right, so I did try to time-lapse me primering that, but apparently it didn't go through for some reason. I don't know why. I thought it was recording, but apparently it wasn't. But I'll try to make sure to get it when I'm actually painting it black. So I just laid down my second coat, just laid a light coat on top of some of the places that didn't get enough. But it's actually looking really good. So I'm excited to throw the black on there and see how it turns out.
got its second coat of paint on it. It is pretty much dry, but I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing cure for probably a full day before I go ahead and put it in the car. Alrighty guys, well I decided I was gonna paint it today actually anyways. So yeah, or not paint it, put it back in the car. So I got it painted, got it put back in the car. I must admit, it looks pretty good sitting in there. So I didn't show you guys me putting the interior back in the car. I didn't feel like that was worth taking another 5 minutes in the video because this video was already extremely long. If you guys stayed to the end, let me know in the comments because that would be really cool. I would be really surprised if anybody actually stays to the end of this video because it's extremely long. But as always, guys, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to let me know how bad I am at being a fabricator, go ahead and let me know in the comments. I'll happily respond, happily give you a heart on your comment, no matter what it is. But thank you guys so much. If you want to see me doing more Haggard stuff to this car, because I will be, I have more surprises coming. I have more parts, aero, everything. So if you guys want to continue on the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Other than that, go ahead and drop a like if you want. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you guys later.